What's going on, Ragnarok Online fans and Ragnarok Zero Global fans? So after playing the open beta for Ragnarok Zero Global server, I had a couple thoughts on it. I made my thoughts known in the other video, but I wanted to make a AFK auto hunting, leveling spot, and farming spot tier list for the early game. And by early game, I mean right around a maximum level 50 maybe, but mostly probably even in the 30s. So something that you can leave on for the night or for the couple hours that you are at work, and not really think about if you're gonna die and if your character is just gonna waste time sitting in town after that. And by the criteria, I chose this plus the gear that we can technically get, maybe some cards that we can technically get, and maybe the miscellaneous items that we can technically sell to NPCs and make some sort of profit on it, right? So those are gonna be the criterias, and I'm gonna go just straight ahead, I guess. First up, we got Terrafrogs, the first thing. Terrafrogs are great. Terrafrogs are a great spot. You got Megalodons over there, which drop Damascuses, and I think you should be farming Damascuses for sure. We got the Terrafrogs themselves, and we got Hydras, right? But there's a thing. Terrafrogs are probably gonna be very, very occupied, and that map is fairly easy though. So there's gonna be quite a lot of people. I'm gonna place Terrafrogs at like B, simply because, well, you get Damascus. That's really the only great item in there. You don't really need a Terrafrog card at the early game. You kind of need it for later, I guess, maybe for farming orcs. But the only real thing that you're gonna get there is the Damascus, and the XP is great, but you can die. Like, you can definitely die if suddenly Hydra spawn on you while you're hitting a Megalodon. You can definitely die. My character died there a bunch of times when auto hunting. So yeah. Next up, Rodafrogs. I think Rodafrogs are great. They were super easy to just chill and like leave the character farming. No, B. Rodafrogs drop a great card. It's a fantastic card, but that's really the only thing that drops there. I forgot they do not really drop any useful gear. They're very easy for just letting the character just level up between like level 10 and 30 even. You just set it up there and forget about it. They're not aggressive. There's nothing aggressive on the map really. But yeah, they're not too crazy for making Zenny, they're not too crazy for dropping gear, nothing really besides the card, so B at best. It's a nice chill spot if you just want to make sure that you get some couple early levels when you're completely AFK, you know? And by the way, I'm talking about AFK auto hunting farming in Ragnarok Zero Global, but without these cast shop buffs, so I'm not gonna include the cast shop buffs. I specifically set my character to farm for overnight without using the cast shop buffs, to test this, and you know, that was still the days that they couldn't be added to the auto hunting. Next up, skeletons. Technically just the entire Payan Dungeon 1, right? So I've left my character there even around level 40. That map is fantastic. So Payan Dungeon 1 is fantastic because it's very tightly packed. The map is small. It's a very, very small map, so the density of monsters is very high. The loot is great. You get your opals, you get your skull rings, you get scale bones, you get sticky mucus. You know, the monsters are fairly easy to kill, maybe besides the purple rings. But really not that much useful gear. Maybe a mace here and there, but that's really about it. And the competition on that map is usually very, very high. So if we're gonna get the channels that we got during the OBT, so you can get on different layers of the same map, then I will place them probably at A or B. But I'm gonna assume we do not get channels at release, so I'm gonna place them at B again. Wow, rough start, huh? Just straight up 3 Bs right off the top. Simply because of the mob density. It's a good map with very high mob density, but the amount of people that are gonna be there, it's like a default dungeon that everyone remembers from back in the day, and so everybody's gonna default to go there. Next up, Anthel, another one of those default dungeons that people go for, but Anthel is probably gonna be A tier. It's very easy. If you can just set your character to kill ant eggs, technically, right? And just, but the thing is, your character is gonna roam around the map, so it's gonna have problems finding ant eggs though. But once it finds them, there's gonna be a bunch of them, unless there are people in there, because the competition on Anthel is always high as well. But the drops in Antgel are a lot better. So the card is useful, undercard is useful. It's not super crazy, but it's useful very early game. You get, or you might also get a Vitata card, which is great, but I wouldn't really count on that. But I would say it's an A tier spot. The ants are fairly easy to kill. They're earth elements, so yeah, it's just, especially if you're a mage, you just one-shot them. Nothing really can kill you, nothing's really aggressive, so very, very cool. Very high amount of XP as well. Pupas. I'm gonna say, I think Pupas are an S tier spot. For the level bracket that they are placed in, for like super early level, they're S tier. They drop good, like, miscellaneous loot. They drop an amazing card. It's probably one of the best cards you can get at the beginning of the game. They don't hit you. So there's literally no way you can die on that map if you just keep hunting pupas. You can just do it forever, right? I think it's a great spot, really. Let me know in the comment section if you agree with me or not. I think it's a great spot. Just hunting pupas left of Geffen, very, very easy. You're not gonna get overweight. So yeah, very, very good spot. Just for early levels, just to leave your character over there. And the map is huge. The map is huge, so even if there's a lot of people, the mob density can handle the size of the map, and even if there's a lot of people, people are really spread around, unlike in Antgel, which is a small map, and Payon Dungeon, which is a small map. Next up, Willows. I think Willows are great. Willows are great because of the card. The card they drop is great. You go south of Payon, very, very easy access. Those cards is gonna be very, very much needed by archers, very early game, and probably acolytes as well. So I'll place them at A because you got Willows in there, and I think you got a bunch of like Porings and maybe Spores. Can't remember if Spores were on that map. Don't quote me on that. But the Willows themselves are good. They drop very good stuff as well. I think they're an A tier place to farm. Nothing's gonna kill you there. So you can rest assured, you know, your stuff is safe and your character's not gonna lose XP. And if you manage to find a card, you can probably sell it to an archer for a good amount of zenny. Like, no one's gonna say no to ATSP, right, on a headgear slot, especially that we get those free Siratra Academy hats. They're great. Lunatics. Lunatics are not too great. The card is great, the drops are okay, but I'm gonna say C, simply because the map is so large. You can technically leave your character over there, but the map is so large that there, you know, if I have a feeling auto hunting causes monsters to like keep spawning in like a certain place because your characters don't really explore the map that well. The pathing isn't very perfect, so unless there's like super high amount of people on the map, some monsters tend to like clump up in like a little corner of the map, and then the entire other section is just basically empty. So yeah, I'm gonna say it's C tier. Beyond Dungeon. Now Beyond Dungeon, like the first level and the second level, they have very good XP, right? These monsters have very, very good XP. They're not too crazy hard to kill, but at the same time they don't really drop anything interesting, I think. Or maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm misremembering, but I think they don't really drop anything interesting. It's probably gonna be fairly occupied as well, and I think it's a worse spot to like auto hunt in than Payon Dungeon, Roda Frogs, or Terra Frogs. I think it's a worse spot. There's hardly really anything interesting you want from there. A Vadon card would be fun to have, like 20% more damage to fire is fun, but we're not really farming for cards, we're just leaving your character to be there. And you can die fighting Marinas technically, so I don't know. Figure it out. Maybe if you're one of those characters that can handle it very easily, sure, why not? Because it's not very aggressive. It's not a very aggressive place. But I wouldn't say it's a good place for every character. Bigfoots. I don't think it's a great place to AFK in at all. I think it's a D tier place. I've tried it a couple times, and every time my character somehow dies, and there's always so many people on the map because it's great for like leveling when you have a party, sure. But if you just want to like leave it there, I think there are the other options are better. Like if you just want to leave your character over there, I don't know. The drops are not too crazy. Bigfoot card is okay, like for leveling maybe. Extra protection from insects is okay. You get poo-poo hat, you don't really care about that, right? But you get caramels on that map. You want to farm caramels for the codes, for early game codes with crazy affixes, but that's really, I think, about it. I don't know, I wouldn't leave my character if to auto hunt on Bigfoots if I had the other choices available and, you know, I was sure that I'm not gonna die. Orcs. Orcs D tier. It's a very, very hard spot to AFK, and it's good for XP. It's great for XP. Orc lady cards are very useful for killing orcs. And if you have a Hydra card, they can die quicker, but they also hit very hard. And unless you have those buffs, the Kasha buffs, your first job leveling it's probably gonna be better actively done than passively with auto hunting. At least if you're not like a swordman or a thief, I don't know, something that can tank it either with dodging or, you know, just being tanky, right? So I don't really. This is my tier list right here. So I don't like these spots. I felt like every time I leave my character there, something fishy happens. There's like, you get overwhelmed because there's so many people. The response are so so quick in orcs. They're all aggressive, which is, yeah, it's another thing. Yeah, if your character can't handle it, then you're probably gonna lose more XP than it's worth it. Cocos are good. Cocos are great. A tier. They drop hoods. They drop good stuff that sells very well to NPCs. The hoods and the fact that they're passive is a very big positive for them. The map isn't too big either, but it's probably gonna be fairly contested whenever the game releases. So maybe B tier. But I don't know, B tier has Roda Frogs and Payan Dungeon. They're better than Roda Frogs and Payan Dungeon for sure. So yeah, they're gonna stay in A tier. Now Peko Pekos. See, Peko Pekos are technically something that you want to farm, but I always feel like you kind of don't. Like, you want to farm a, hey, Peko Peko card. Peko Peko card is kind of bad for early game. It's like 10% HP. When your character's HP is 10, it's 1000. That's only 100 additional HP. Meanwhile, Pupa card is looking at you with 700 flat HP, right? So yeah, not very useful at the very beginning. The drops are not crazy. The map is big. The only thing that it has going for it is that Pekos are easy to kill. They don't really have a lot of HP. They don't hit very hard. But yeah, I think C tier. That's about it. Horns. I think horns are A tier. Honestly, I tried killing horns, like focusing on horns, and the drops are great. They're easy to kill. The card is great. It's really hardly anything to say, the negative to say about them, and I'm almost positive they dropped something useful with the gear. I don't want to open Midgard Hub right now to figure it out. Oh, maybe. Let's check it out. We got Thief Bug over here. Let's check out Horn. Yeah, unfortunately not. But they do drop Solid Shell. Solid Shell should sell to an NPC for a decent amount of Zenny. So yeah, they're gonna stay in D tier because they're not aggressive, they're not hard to kill, they don't hit very hard. The map is not easily contested, along with Cocos, I think. So yeah. Thief Bugs and the Culvert area overall. It's a great map. They drop good stuff. Taroos are over here. Tarot card is very nice at the beginning as well. Additional 2 strength on an accessory, why not? But the congestion on the map is very nice on the second level, especially. The third level gets a bit iffy with the aggressive Thief Bugs, right? But if you want to AFK level and just farm, Thief Bugs are, let's check them. Let's check what they drop. Thief Bug. Oh. Thief Bug. That's gonna be this one. They drop a leather jacket. Okay, so that's good. Unfortunately, Jalapees, yeah, not very. Red herbs and iron ore, that's very heavy items to carry around. So, okay, that's a minus. Iron ore is a big minus. If you set it to only pick up the cards and equipments, maybe. But then you're missing out on the Zenny compared to the other spots. Yeah, feedbacks go in the B tier. No, not even B tier, probably C tier, like top of the C tier, right behind Lunatics, somewhere here. especially for their level. They give a good XP, but you want to drop something as well when you're low level. You want to get some sort of basic gear or a good card. So then that's not gonna work with thief bucks. You're gonna get that from Willows, Andres. You're gonna get that from later from killing megalodons, from caramels, cocos. You're gonna get a great card from pupas. So yeah, this is my tier list though. So if you guys have any other ideas or any other experiences so far from the open beta, let me know. It's gonna be great to discuss that and to get to know other spots that I might have missed. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care.